The People's Court, today at 4:30.
And just when did Nora decide she was coming down with this mysterious illness, Gunther? When she realized how much work she'd have to do this evening?
No, sir, I'm sure that's not the reason.
Or maybe she decided she didn't want to see someone here tonight, like my Aunt Geraldine, for instance. I understand those two got along like oil and water.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, Mr. Whitney. Look, if you ask me, I'm sure she has the flu, a virus, or something. I'm sure you wouldn't want someone like that among your guests, giving them the bug.
Well, considering some of the people I've invited tonight, Gunther, I'm not so sure that's an unappealing notion. But tell me about this girl you've engaged.
Well, her name is Melinda, and I'm sure she'll be just fine. Look, don't worry about a thing, Mr. Whitney. Between the two of us, I'm sure we can handle it.
See that you do. This is my first party in this house, Gunther, and I don't want it remembered as a fiasco.
Well, just leave everything to me, Mr. Whitney. I guess someone's early. Oh, Miss Bryson.
Good evening, Gunther.
You're a bit early, aren't you?
Val, you look lovely. And she's not an early guest, Gunther. She's our hostess. And she's right on time.
Yeah. Who on earth? Why, Terry.
Hello, Geraldine.
Hello, come in, my dear. What are you doing here?
I came to pick up Raven.
Oh, you two going out together this evening? I had no idea.
You mean she didn't tell you anything at all?
No. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen Raven in over an hour. I just automatically assumed she went to bed early.
Oh, no. She wouldn't do that. She practically begged me to take her to the Whitney party tonight.
She what?
All right, everyone, I'm ready.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Dry Formula Secret, strong enough for a man but made for a woman. And by Duncan Hines Cakes, so moist and delicious you know they're Duncan Hines.
Could you bake a better cake than a pastry chef?
I really didn't know, but I do know how good my Duncan Hines cakes are. So I agreed to test one against a cake baked by Chef David of San Francisco's famous Canlis restaurant. My cake looked good, but the judge was Chris Canlis, the owner of the restaurant. That was Chef David's cake.
It's tasty, but the texture is a little bit dry.
Then he tried mine.
Good flavor, moist, very good. That's a great cake. Duncan Hines. I think that's an exceptional cake. That's all a cake ought to be.
Duncan Hines cakes, so moist and delicious you can make them better than a pastry chef's cake. Now taste something new, a carrot cake so moist, so delicious, it's the first carrot cake good enough to be Duncan Hines.
Joe, look what I bought for Joey.
Oh, honey. Couldn't you have got him a football or something?
Isn't he a little young for that?
No, of course. Isn't he a little young for this?
That's new Secret for me.
But wait, you've already got some.
Old Secret. This is new improved Secret spray. And now with 2 quarterbacks around, I'll need it.
Yeah. Well, what's it going to do besides help keep you dry?
Keep me drier. Look, Secret's new spray is concentrated.
Concentrated, huh? Sounds strong.
Yep, works even better.
Oh, let me try it.
Oh, honey, it's still for women. Smell.
Oh, it's pretty.
Not like a guy.
Yeah, but if it's strong...
Sorry.
New improved Secret. Stronger to keep women even drier.
Too bad Joey can't use Secret.
Why?
He really needs something to keep him dry.
Oh.
Really, Raven, I do think you could have told me something of your plans this evening. You knew perfectly well I was invited to Skylar's party.
Well, I was invited, too. It's just that I got the invitation a little later than you did.
Oh, really? That's odd. I could have sworn that you told me you were going to retire early.
No, I said that I was going to go dress early. You know how long it takes me to get dressed. Well, what do you think? Was it worth the wait?
Yes, it was worth the wait.
Thank you. See, Derek and I got together for lunch yesterday, and Derek told me that he was going to the party, so I thought we could all go together.
Well, yes, Geraldine, I did say that I'd be pleased to escort the both of you.
That's very kind of you, Derek, I'm sure.
No, it's my pleasure.
And what a wonderful escort. You look divine.
Yes, I've always said Derek Mallory was one of the most attractive men in Monticello.
Geraldine, I have an idea. Why don't the two of us go to the Whitney party? Let Raven find her own escort. She's so good at finding last-minute dates.
Oh, no, you don't, Derek. And you're going to stick by me the whole night because this is a very, delicate situation. And I'm going to need your strong arm to lean on.
Yes, well, are we all ready then? Shall we go?
Yes, I just want to make sure I'm all put together.
Raven, what is this? You know very well that you were not invited to Skylar's party this evening. I wasn't going to go myself, but he was so insistent.
Well, if I was invited, I wouldn't have gone. But since he did not invite me, nothing in the world is going to stop me.
Just going there to cause a fuss.
Why should I cause a fuss? He invited Derek. Derek's allowed to bring a date. So just what is Skylar Whitney going to say when that date turns out to be me?
No,
what is it?
It's cologne. It's not perfume.
Mitzi, cologne behind the ears is no longer fatal. It's cured with penicillin.
But I thought it was perfume. I mean, Dee, there's no way that cologne is going to last all an evening.
So you leave the party before it evaporates?
Dee, you don't understand.
Mitzi, one thing I do understand is that you're working yourself into a state of nervous exhaustion about this party. By the time you get to the Whitney house, you're going to have to go straight to bed.
I'll tell you something. I just don't understand this whole thing. I do not understand why Skylar Whitney invited me to this party. I don't know, man.
Maybe he fell in love with you from afar.
Dee Dee, I have never been to afar. I mean, there is just no place the man could have ever seen me.
Well, you didn't have to accept his invitation, you know.
Are you kidding me? I mean, I've never been to a fancy formal party before. I mean, not since my high school prom. It's Cliff. Hold on. Cliff, can you open this?
Yeah, can you open this? Oh, you look gorgeous.
Oh, Cliff, they're beautiful. Oh, Dee Dee, it's just like prom night.
The least I could do after all you did invite me to the party. Just think, Skylar Whitney invited Mitzi to his house.
Hey, I'm no slouch.
Well, sure, I can see what happened. He probably went to Sid's place one night and took a look at Mitzi in her waitress outfit and fell madly in love.
Thank you very much.
Well, I don't think that's it at all. I think it has something to do with the Whitney Theater.
Oh, you do you?
Yeah, he probably knows we're working there.
Well, then, was Jim invited?
No, he wasn't. You know, you got a point there.
Oh, maybe he figured Val would bring him.
Oh, no, I don't think he wanted Valerie to bring Jim. No, I don't think Jim's coming. Oh, Dee Dee, how's your brother doing? Got to the hospital yet?
He's going to be released in the morning.
Oh, good. That means he's okay, huh?
Yes, he is. No thanks to Calvin.
Well, you certainly are holding that against him, aren't you? You know, from what I hear, it was all Troy's fault.
Cliff, please, no defense testimony, all right? I heard enough of it in court this morning.
Well, you know what Derek Mallory's doing, don't you?
What?
He gave Calvin a week off so he'd get his head together.
Great. I hope he has a wonderful time.
Walt, you just keep the guy in the tank until this lawyer shows up with that writ. Walt, don't let the guy intimidate you. Look, as far as you're concerned, he's not an assemblyman. He's just another drunken driver. Okay, take care.
Hi, Tyler.
What's up, Loomis?
You, get the good word from Chief Mallory?
Yes, he told me.
Well, how do you feel about, me being your new partner?
Loomis, I take my orders from the chief, just like you do.
Oh, I know. You're still upset about what I did, shooting that terrorist kid.
She was just a girl.
Boy, girl. Makes no difference when they're at the other end of a gun.
She wasn't armed, was she?
Oh, lighten up, Tyler. We'll work just fine together.
Sure, we'll get along okay. It's just temporary.
Yeah, sure. It's just temporary.
Help your cat. Help your cat. Help your cat to thrive.
Thrive, the only leading dry cat food with delicious ingredients from all 4 basic food groups. The meat-fish group for the protein your cat needs. Vegetables for digestion. Grains for energy. dairy for teeth and bones. Your cat'll love Thrive's taste. Plus, Thrive has all the protein and nutrition to help keep him healthy.
Feed all 4 food groups every day. Help your cat to thrive.
Honey, should rice be black?
Mama, I'm bringing the whole team home for your chicken.
Was the meal a little greasy?
No.
You can always count on SOS, because no matter how dirty, greasy, baked, or burnt your pots and pans get, nothing cleans them faster or easier than a super grease-cutting SOS soap pad.
Has anyone seen the roast?
SOS, it's crazy to cook without it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mrs. Carr, glad you could come.
It's kind of you to invite us, Mr. Whitney.
I particularly wanted you here, since you played such a key role in my resurrection. You do realize that, don't you, Mrs. Carr?
Yes, I know that my husband was helpful in an unofficial capacity. Yes.
He definitely smoothed the path for me and saved the pain of what could have been a very messy court fight.
Frankly, I thought you might harbor some resentment towards me. I did defend Raven's right to deny that forced confession.
But you recognize the truth in the end, which is all that really matters.
Yes, I guess it is the truth that finally matters.
Well, I'm sure this house is familiar to both of you. Does it look any different now that there's a new tenant?
Well, it certainly feels different.
I'm sure you grew accustomed to seeing Raven here.
Yes, but I see that her portrait is gone.
Yes, replaced by one of my father. I returned Raven's portrait to her.
Is that all she got?
She got as little as possible.
Don't you think that was a bit punitive?
Of course it was, since I meant to punish her. Excuse me.
I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this evening very much.
Nancy, Mike.
Valerie.
How are you? I was so happy when Sky told me you two were going to be here.
Well, you look lovely.
Thank you. I just wish I felt a little more comfortable. And Sky sort of asked me to play hostess tonight, and I'm afraid I really don't know how to behave like one.
At least in this house.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you.
Valerie, what do you think? Mike said that the house feels different because of the new owner.
I don't know how different it is, Nancy. Sometimes I think that Jeff Brown adopted Sky's personality as well as his appearance.
I mean it sincerely, Mrs. Kavanaugh. You really deserve that Newscaster of the Year award. I can vouch for that personally.
You can?
Of course, because of the way you handled the story of my return to life. I thought that was done with great discretion.
My wife takes an awful lot of trouble getting her facts straight. I wish the rest of the world were like that.
Well, it was a very hard story to believe. I don't know if you know this, but Gavin and I both worked for Mr. Well, the man who was supposed to be you.
Yes, it's a time of our lives that we'll never forget.
Well, you have to fill me in on all the details someday.
I think somebody will probably write a book about it.
And I'm sure it will be a bestseller.
Well, the news coverage has been terrific. That series that Nancy Carr did for the Monticello News was wonderful.
That's because Nancy was able to cover the story in more depth than I could.
Look, I just hope you realize you have two of the most powerful and influential women in Monticello right here in your living room.
And you'll have three when Mrs. Saxon arrives.
Yes, it must give one an enormous sense of power to control a news media. Might be fun using a power like that.
Will you excuse us, please?
Of course.
Why don't we go inside?
That was not polite.
I don't want to stand there and listen to the power of the press. Besides, I've got a better idea.
Oh, yeah? What?
Let's go out on the patio and neck.
Not long ago, my only exercise was climbing up and down a stepladder. Today, I'm climbing Eagle Mountain. Boy, have I changed my life for the better. Back then, antique stores were the only place I knew to buy antiques. Now I know what to look for. I get my best buys at yard sales. That's some change. And before I knew better, I had to buy boxes of this and bottles of that to get my laundry clean and soft. But Bold 3 detergent plus fabric softener changed that. A product that cleans, softens, and controls static cling all in one box. Now that's a change for the better. Oh, I know, only if it works. Well, Bold 3 works. Look at these jeans. Muddy, right? These were just as muddy. Would you ask more from a detergent? And talk about softness. I mean, this feels really soft. Now watch. No sticking, no crackling, no annoying static cling. Would you ask more from your fabric softener? Now that's some change.
A change for the better. Bold 3.
We're in San Francisco's world-famous Blue Fox restaurant to secretly replace the fine coffee they ordinarily serve with Folgers instant coffee crystals. Are Folgers dark, sparkling crystals rich enough to top off a world-famous dinner? Let's see.
It tasted really rich.
Hey, you let us know so we can go out and buy it. It's Folgers Crystals.
I can't believe it, that it's an instant coffee.
It's very rich.
Folgers Crystals. Coffee rich enough to be served in America's finest restaurants.
It was remarkable enough to see another Schuyler Whitney. You can imagine how it feels to see you here, Gunther.
Yes, sir. Listen, I had some fun with that one, let me tell you.
You mean your brother never knew about the scam?
Well, that seems to be the truth, Mrs. Carr. You see, Bruno thought that he was working for the boss that, I used to work for. But listen, don't waste any sympathy on that man.
You mean he wasn't as nice as you are?
No, miss. I am definitely the better half.
Gunther, I think the other guest would like some champagne.
Yes, Mr. Whitney, of course.
Well, Mrs. Carr, I've been hearing some nice words about you.
Oh.
And I'd like to add a few of my own about the way you covered my story in the news.
Oh, Nancy's a marvelous reporter.
And on a most influential paper.
And that influence extends outside its own territory. I know, for instance, there are about 5,000 subscribers in Capital City, and quite a few in Washington, too.
Who owns it, by the way?
It's the Scarborough family. They've owned it for, what, about 10 years? David Scarborough's the publisher, although we don't really get to see him too often. An absentee owner?
No, just a very private person.
I don't suppose it's for sale, by any chance?
I don't believe it is. You're not interested in buying it, Sky.
I don't think there would be a chance of that.
Hello, and how do you do? I'm Mitzi Martin. And, this is...
Oh, well, I'm Clifford Nelson. Well, I'm your escort.
Yes, he is my escort. And, Mr. Schuyler Whitney invited me. Invited we. Yes, he is my escort.
Oh, please, do come in. I'll give you some champagne.
Thank you very much.
Hey, looks exactly like Gunther Wagner. Mitzi, why didn't you remember my name?
I'm so nervous I cannot even remember my own name.
It's Consuela.
It is not.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Very much.
Actually, I've met the two of you before.
You have? Where?
It was at the Whitney Theater. I was there looking after my boss's interests. You were doing some kind of a routine.
Oh, you saw that, huh? Well, we didn't know, we didn't know you. How could we miss you?
Well, you were very good. And especially you. You were so cute and sassy. Well, listen, I'll be seeing you around, huh?
Boy, and I used to think Godzilla was scary.
There must be 10 million stars up there. You can almost count them tonight. I think it's over there.
What is?
The Mediterranean. Eden, that is what you're thinking about, isn't it?
You must be a mind reader.
It's very easy to read your mind these days. Whenever you get that faraway look in your eyes, I know exactly where far away is.
I'm sorry, Gavin. I know it annoys you.
It's not getting any better, Jody. It's getting worse. I almost feel like this damned island is always between us.
That's silly.
It's the truth. It's changed you, Jody. It's made a difference with us. It's as if some new guy walked into your life, somebody you just can't stop thinking about.
That's not true. It has nothing to do with us.
It's something we can't share, Jody. I think that's why I don't like it.
Now, wait a second. Look at me. I love you. And nothing is ever going to come between us. Not if I can help it. And yes, I wish you were interested in this, because I am. And it's just that I'd like to find out more about this tricentennial celebration Pietro told me about.
Yeah, I know you would. But isn't there something I can do to make you forget? Just for one night?
Well, I'm sure you could think of something.
Excuse me?
Yes, well, it is your patio.
Skylar, that wasn't fair.
Well, as you said, it is my patio. And I said I did want to talk to you about something in private.
All right. What is it?
I've forgotten. I guess the sight of that young couple made it go completely out of my head. The only thing I can think about doing is exactly what they were doing. Well, you can imagine how funny it was, too. The judge was just sitting there. He didn't understand.
Hello, Gunther. How are you? Oh, everything was so nice. Nancy and Mike, hi, Claire. Hello. Oh, my goodness. Oh, hi, Miles. I haven't
Raven.
seen you in a long time. Oh, could I have a sip of this? I'm so
Let's take the whole glass.
Thank you. Well, my, you look ravishing tonight. Oh, thank you, Raven. So hi, Jody. Hello, Gavin. Oh. Oh, Mikey Carr.
Good evening, Raven.
Good evening. Hi, how are you? Hi, Nancy.
This is Mitzi Mark.
Hi, Mitzi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. It's
here.
lovely to be... Why, Mr. Whitney, how lovely it is to be here.
Lisa Papalardo thinks she's tasting her mother's homemade spaghetti sauce.
Perfect.
But her mother really gave her ragu home-style spaghetti sauce.
Look at all those green chunks and things in there. It's got pieces of tomato. And it doesn't taste like a jarred sauce. I can spot those in a minute.
Ragu home-style tastes like homemade because it's made like homemade.
This isn't my mother's? No, it isn't. It's from a jar. You're kidding. I know.
This is great, huh, Jenny? Our favorite, Honey Nut Cheerios. The crunchy taste of honey and nuts and...
But where's the bee?
What a taste.
The bee, the bee!
It's gonna tempt your tummy with the taste of nuts and honey. It's a honey oven. It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
Tastes crunchy.
And it's a good part of this nutritious breakfast. Sure is one honey of a no.
That's right.
Hey, the bee!
It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
On General Hospital.
Baby, I will teach you how to run through a fortune.
Taught me a lot already. I'm very grateful.
General Hospital, weekdays.
Well, I'll be right back. I have to see Derek. Derek, did you get some champagne?
No, I didn't. Thank you. Suppose you explain this to me, Gunther. What is that woman doing here?
Well, I don't know, Mr. Whitney. I didn't handle the invitations.
But your friend Nora made up the guest list. Is that why she suddenly took ill, because she sneaked Raven's name onto it?
No, I'm sure that's not true, Mr. Whitney. Look, Spencer handled the invitations. I would suggest that you speak with him.
Oh, yes, yes. I intend to.
I guess we can presume this case is closed since the guy's already in the tank, right?
No, the case is not closed until we have an indictment. This guy's a very shrewd operator, and he's got an expensive lawyer. I'm sure he's going to try to find a loophole.
Well, at least we can put this baby to bed while we concentrate some of this other
Hey,
stuff.
just take it easy, Loomis. Look, I don't want you to feel bad about this, but I don't think you ought to get too involved in my caseload. You know, we're only going to be partners for about a week while Calvin Stoner's sort of shaking the cobwebs out of his head.
I'm just trying to do the job for you, Tyler. That's all.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we just let things happen as they come? Look, excuse me, I'm gonna go see what's on the teletype.
Sure. Go ahead.
It's happened before, Loomis. I knew a cop in Chicago shot his own partner in the back during a bank robbery. Nobody blinked twice. Those things happen. And if you get into a shooting situation, hell, it's even better. Nobody knows where the bullets come from. You get my meaning?
Saddle up, Loomis. We gotta get out of here.
Well, what's happening?
Well, apparently there's a guy named Bill Lowry. He's holed up in a rooming house someplace, and he's got a cache of weapons and ammunition. Apparently I'm the only guy who wants to negotiate with. Well, let's get out of here.
Okay. I'm coming, Tyler. And you're going.
Hey, I just mowed 4,000 lawns. I don't have a sandwich appetite. I've got a manwich appetite. Yeah.
The winning team doesn't have a sandwich appetite. They've got a manwich appetite.
No skinny little sandwich makes as much of a meal as manwich. Your ground beef plus Hunt's manwich sauce, thick with tomatoes, onions, peppers.
Honey, I don't have a sandwich appetite. I've got a manwich appetite.
A sandwich is a sandwich, but a manwich is a meal.
Raspberry,
Now in your neighborhood,
red apple,
new granola and fruit bars.
luscious date.
It's the only 100% natural soft granola snack with real fruit in every bite. No additives or preservatives. The Nature Valley way.
Soft and chewy.
New granola and fruit bars in apple, date, or
Raspberry.
try the new soft, full of fruit granola snack from Nature Valley.
This is David Hartman. Next week, our unemployment series continues, and we'll repeat my week-long conversation with Henry Fonda on Good Morning America.
Tomorrow, Ben Slater puts his life on the line to save a kidnapped child on Today's FBI. Then Gopher gets a lesson in love when he flips over for his former schoolteacher aboard the Love Boat. And a beautiful woman looking for a spouse finds him in a bottle floating off Fantasy Island. Tomorrow on ABC.
It's something more